right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, good evening, everyone. We are back here for another video. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Take a look firstly at our radar picture. And as you can see, we don't see anything on the radar. It is pretty clear out there. It was a nice sunny day out there today. And really the only thing we see is a few isolated showers in northeastern corner of Iowa, near Decorah, West Union, those areas. That's the only spot in our quad state region where we see any rain. Even in the Midwest, the entire Midwest, the majority of the country is dry and calm. As you can see, we don't really see much of anything going on across most of the United States. Now, so looking ahead now, we're going to look at temperatures, and we had a warm day out there. We had an above average day for this time of the year. Today is the first day of October, so we are now fully in fall mode, and we are pivoting away from summer. Now, we do have to deal with summer-like temperatures for a few more days here, but we are starting to pivot out of summer. Temperatures right at this hour, at the 8 o'clock hour, we got 75 in Sioux Falls, we have 73 in Brookings, 72 in Aberdeen, 70 in Pierre, 66 in Rapid City, 70 in Buffalo, and then into Nebraska, 66 in North Platte, 64 in Chadron, 68 in O'Neill, and 73 in Omaha. And then into Iowa, 70 in Fort Dodge, 66 in Carroll, 75 in Des Moines, 72 in Waterloo, and 70 in Spencer. Into Minnesota, 73 in Mankato, 73 in Worthington, 73 in Marshall, 70 in Alexandria, 72 in St. Cloud. So next, we're going to dive into the model runs and look ahead for the rest of your week into the weekend, and a look ahead, sneak peek of next week. But first, let's hear a brief word now from our sponsors at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
Okay, so as we go ahead and take a look here at your HRRR model, showing you guys what to expect here over the next few days. And as we go ahead and play this out tonight, not seeing anything in the forecast. Tomorrow, once again, not seeing anything, and it's going to be dry, not seeing any rain or any kind of moisture whatsoever. And then by Friday, same thing, not seeing anything in this forecast. Now if we look ahead at the European model to give you guys a little bit longer range forecast model, taking us out through, again, Friday, and now your weekend forecast. Early Saturday morning in the early afternoon, there could be some rain showers out west in western South Dakota. That's something to keep an eye on if you live out in that area. And Saturday afternoon, western panhandle of Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, and western South Dakota. Could be isolated rain showers there. And then turning into possibly more widespread rain and possibly isolated thunder showers maybe embedded with this activity is certainly possible. Again, panhandle of Nebraska, western South Dakota, into North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming. So that's your forecast on Saturday out there. Otherwise, the rest of the region looking dry. Now, as we go through this, Saturday evening could be more rain shower activity moving into north central South Dakota, Mulbridge area perhaps, and then overnight rain showers South Dakota, again, western South Dakota, north central South Dakota, and then into North Dakota, Minnesota, northern Minnesota. Otherwise, Sunday looks dry for most of us. There could be a few isolated rain showers in Iowa there, as you can see. Otherwise, the rest of the region is dry. Now, there could be some isolated showers here in Iowa Sunday night. But, Sioux Falls, we're not seeing anything in this forecast. For the foreseeable future, we do not see any kind of moisture moving through Sioux Falls. Now, Monday, there could be a few isolated showers again in Iowa, but again, not seeing a whole lot here. We got a high pressure that is going to be over us early next week. And Tuesday, same story. We're not seeing anything. So really, we're looking at an extended period for eastern South Dakota, Sioux Falls area, southern Minnesota, northeast Nebraska. Not really seeing a whole lot here. Now, things can obviously change as we get different model runs in the coming hours and days. Things can change quickly, but as of right now, that's what we're seeing. We're not seeing anything in this forecast. So let's pivot now and look at our temperature forecast and looking at the European model for this one as well. Tomorrow, we're looking at another warm day out there. We're going to see temps mainly in the 80s. We got mid-80s in the forecast for Sioux Falls and surrounding areas. And then on Friday, same story. Looking at 80s, maybe even a few low 90s somewhere out in South Dakota. Maybe out near Rapid. Pierre could be in the 90s on Friday. That's way above average for this time of the year, by the way. We should be in the low 70s, not the low 90s. And then Saturday, weekend forecast, could hit 90 near Sioux Falls. Could hit 90 in Mitchell. Otherwise, 70s out west. You're starting to notice a trend here. We could start to cool down already out west by Saturday. Otherwise, the rest of the region, we're looking at, again, another hot summer-like day. Even though we're not in summer anymore. We are now officially in fall. But it is not going to feel like it until we get to Sunday. Now, some areas on Sunday is still going to be hot. We're talking about southeastern Nebraska into Iowa, most of Iowa, and then southern Minnesota is going to continue to be in the mid-80s. But you notice a trend here. Low 70s for Sioux Falls by Sunday. That is your high on Sunday, only in the low 70s. So Sunday is the changing day. That is the day where we're going to finally start to break out of this summer pattern, and we're going to start to see cooler temps. Now, even farther to the west, near the Pierre area and the Aberdeen area, could be near 60 degrees. That is quite the contrast from what we've been seeing the last several months. We've been in this summer pattern for a long time, and it's been a long time since we've seen cooler temperatures like this in the 50s. So 50s out west, looks like, for highs on Sunday. How about the Black Hills region? Possibly a 40-degree temperature on Sunday. Sneak peek at next week. Again, looking cooler. We're talking temperatures in the 50s and 60s. That is a sharp contrast from before, where, again, we've been having temperatures in the 80s and 90s. So this is going to be quite the change of pace. So if you like cooler weather, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It is coming. It is for sure just a matter of time now. Tuesday, same story, 50s and 60s once again in this forecast. So, and then if we go a little bit farther out, just a sneak peek at next week. Again, this is all using our pivotal weather tool that we use here at T-Storm Chasers to give you guys a good idea. These model runs have been pretty effective for us. Wednesday, this is taking us out 1 week out from today. As you can see, this is the forecasted highs. Temperatures once again in the 50s and 60s, near 60 in Sioux Falls. So that's what we're looking at. And then by Thursday of next week, 60s again in the forecast. And then next Friday, 50s and 60s again. So that's your theme for next week. So again, next week we're going to turn a lot cooler into the 50s and 60s. So if you like summer-like temps, if you like the warmer weather, enjoy these next few days. Enjoy the rest of this week, because next week is going to be a total different story. All right, so finally we're going to wrap it up here with your 10 days for the Sioux Falls area. Again, the next few days are going to be hot. Summer-like temps, 80s and 90s, overnight lows in the 50s and 60s. Sunshine, lots of sunshine in the forecast. And then for your weekend, by Sunday, we'll finally start to cool down a little bit into the low to mid 70s. And then overnight lows are going to drop as well into the 40s, and then next week 60s and 70s in the forecast. And again, mainly staying dry. For the Aberdeen area, similar story, mid to upper 80s the next few days. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s, and then on Sunday, chance of rain there, and low 60s. That's when that system that I mentioned on Pivotal, that is going to be moving through there on Sunday. So chance of rain, not a super likely chance of rain there. We're 20 to 30% chance. And then overnight lows in the 30s, and then temperatures in the 60s next week. And again, not looking at a whole lot of precip in this forecast. And then for the Pier area, we're looking at 80s and 90s again. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s. Lots of sunshine. And then cooling off on Sunday to finish out your weekend. Overnight lows in the 40s there by early next week. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. And again, minimal chances for rain. And then for the Rapid City area, 70s, 80s, and 90s in the forecast there. Wednesday through Saturday, or I should say tomorrow is going to be upper 80s to low 90s tomorrow and Friday, and lots of sunshine. And then for your weekend, we're going to cool off, and we're going to bring those rain chances out west. 70s on Saturday, 50s on Sunday, overnight lows in the 40s and 50s, and then 50s and 60s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then 70s Wednesday and Thursday, middle of next week. And again, overnight lows in the 40s. Best shot for Rapid City for rain is going to be over your weekend. So that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a like, thumbs up, and subscribe for more content. We will be back for another video as always. We'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for supporting us and supporting this channel. We're also very active on Facebook. Be sure to check those out. Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And be sure to check all those out. And so stay safe as always, and have a good night, guys.